You want to jump in?
Yeah, let's get
I
it.
can't believe we both repping Demon Slayer today. That's crazy too.
Dude, I'm gonna see the I was actually had that shirt on earlier, and then I saw the beginning of your stream, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fuck me, one of us has to change. I might as well do it.
I mean, I was gonna
So
take it off. I've just got a fucking training vest underneath, but then I was like, nah, I'll keep it on for the sake of the aesthetic. And it looks like we're being paid to promote the film. It comes out this Friday at your local cinema near
yeah,
you. We ain't being paid. Demon Slayer, give me some money, bro. Speaking of giving me money, welcome to week 2 of NFL picks. That's the intro. I'm keeping that in. That's the intro there. I was doing the little Demon Slayer promo. Week 1 of the NFL season is in the books. That felt like it came and went quicker than I don't even know what to say there to finish that joke off. But we're into week 2. If you're new to the show, welcome. My name is Scott Winters, aka Nameless. Follow me on Twitter at CoachWintersX so you can follow all of my in-game rambling and gambling. That was fire. I can't lie. I've got to give myself a pat on the back for that one. I live tweet during most of the games, put up bets that I do, gamble responsibly, of course. This is all just for a bit of fun. I represent the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. I have 2 teams. Both of them lost in week 1. A man whose team didn't lose in week 1, though. Cusick, representing the Green Bay Packers. Today, welcome back to another episode of the show. I don't know why I'm saying it like this. This feels like a weird intro. I've recorded like 3 videos today and done a 6-hour live stream on Twitch, so my speech is just not working anymore. My speech module is turned off. But if you're new to the show, basically we review our picks from last week, pay respect to the team we bet against or picked against. For me, bet against. For some of them, bum-ass Panthers. Anyway, then we review the week. I've already said that. We review our week 1 picks, then we make our picks for week 2. Sometimes we have different segments in the show, like Do You Know Ball, also Pick 6. Probably won't have those segments today because we are normally joined by a third co-host. Unfortunately, he could not make it today. That is Crab, aka Key. He supports the 49ers, another man whose team won this week. I guess I'm the only one who doesn't know what a win feels like. Jameis Winston, where are you, bro? Because I need to taste a W. I'm going to taste one next week. I'm going to eat it. But if you are new, like and subscribe. I feel like I've said if you are new 15 times to start this video. Let me stop talking. Throw it over to a man whose team did win this week. He has the right to talk. Q, after week 1, how are you feeling about your Packers? Are you Super Bowl bound? Is it just week 1? Should I be worried that both of my teams lost? How are you feeling after week 1, bro? Please take the mic.
well, I mean, if you got 2 teams to support and both of them lose, that just sounds like a skill issue to me, dog. But no, I'm trying to keep expectations tempered again to start the year. I mean, it's only week 1, but we looked real good, and if we can make the Lions look like that, I'm excited to see what we can make any team look like. I'm really excited for how the season's gonna go.
We make our picks over on ESPN Pick'em. This ain't sponsored. ESPN, this ain't free promo. Send me an email. We can sort something out. It's a free game. You can join with the link in the description down below. Sign up, join our league, compete against us, the boys. If you compete right now, you'll probably be higher up than me in the league because this week I went 10-6 on my picks. Q, you went 12-4, right?
Yep.
And then we have tied in first place our third co-host and a technically fourth co-host, the guy who we did our NFL fantasy draft with, who might make some guest appearances on the channel and the show during the season. New York Giants fan Tom. He doesn't know what a win feels like. Let's get him on the show to keep me company. But he is currently 13-3, as is Key. 13-3 on the first week in their NFL picks. They lead our league currently. Can't believe I went 10-6. I sit here and speak as if I know the most ball out of everyone and I'm fucking last in the league. Well, I'm not technically last because there's a fifth guy in the league who, not to embarrass him, is 8-8. So maybe that's the coin, you know, the coin flip. Q does a coin flip every week to see who's going to win, and it went 8-8 this week, as you would expect from 50-50 odds. So jumping in then to last week, week 1, I went 10-6. We've got to pay respect to the team we bet against. First game of the week to start off the NFL season. Cowboys at Eagles. I picked the Cowboys. It's my team. I'm not paying no respect to the Eagles. Bum-ass quarterback, can't throw the ball, has to run it every single damn play. But for some reason, the bum-ass Cowboys defense don't put a QB spy. that third down when it was like, get this stop and we might win the game. Why was there not a QB spy? It was so obvious Jalen Hurts was going to run. Then it went empty backfield, and I'm like, oh, this is a Jalen Hurts design run. It was a fucking Jalen Hurts design run. He got the first down. We lost the game. CD Lamb threw more passes to Dak Prescott, I think, than Dak threw to fucking CD. CD's my guy. You know he is. That's my favorite receiver in the league. It's my top 2 favorite player in the league behind Lamar Jackson. He had 110 yards. Should have had like fucking 210 yards without those drops. He knows it's not good enough. Nothing else to say. We would have won that game if CD made those catches, and that's the disappointing part. We almost cooked the Super Bowl champions Eagles. The lightning break, by the way, bullshit. NFL, I understand it's for safety of the fans and whatever, but I bet the over in that game. First fucking half, bro, we get to halftime, I'm like, hey, this is coming in light work. I'm having a little bit of the bubbly. I'm having a drink thinking, yo, this is hitting the over. Lightning break. We come back. 3 points in the entire second half. 3. Not even 4. Like, Fantastic Four. Like, come on, bro. 3 points in the entire second half. It's fucking crazy, bro. But, yeah, fuck the Eagles. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm always going to say that. You want to chime in on any of these, Q, as I run through my 6 losses?
Oh, well, I think we share the next one here, so I'll jump in on that one.
Well, we don't. It is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Chargers over in Brazil. I picked the Chargers for this one. I picked the Chargers. You picked the Chiefs, right? You can take this one away and pay respects to the LA Chargers. I went with my boy Omarion.
Yeah.
Remember, I drafted Omarion Hampton in our fantasy draft. He wasn't the game changer in this game. It was a cool white boy called Justin. And let me hand it off to another cool white boy, Q. What are you going to say about this one?
Well, I was down on the Chargers this year because it seems like every year we go into the season, there's all this hype on paper and it just never plays out how you want it to. I thought the Chiefs, after getting spanked in the Super Bowl, would come out with more fire in their system than that, but they didn't look like a super improved team. Xavier Worthy went down early. That definitely didn't help. But yeah, cool white boy, Justin Herbert. I think he had an exceptional game. And who knows, man, this might be the year where the Chargers can finally make some noise.
Justin Herbert definitely making his claim for the all-white team. There's a lot of good white quarterbacks in there. But Justin Herbert, man, he wants that spot. You know what I mean? Oh, Josh Allen's white. I've forgotten. Loki forgot Josh Allen was white. Josh Allen's not getting knocked.
I've seen him on the all-black team before. So.
Oh, yeah. Nah, low-key, I forgot about that. Josh Allen, he's probably not going to get knocked off that page anytime soon. The reigning league MVP. But yeah, Justin Herbert, man, he fucking balled out, bro. And Quentin Johnson, I mean, I said this. What was that for?
MVP.
Oh, I thought because I said Justin Herbert balled out and you were like balled out. I was like, nah, he did, bro. That slide at the end, like, come on, bro. But yeah, I said to the boys, like, if Quentin Johnson knew how to catch a ball, the Chargers might be a threat. You saw them against the Texans in the playoffs last season. They had Ladidi McConkey, but other than that, there was no threat on that offense. You know, if they double teamed Lad, you took him out the game. Justin Herbert has nowhere to go other than the Texans DBs. What was it, 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions? Crazy. 4. Was it 4 actually? Ain't no way. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man, Quentin Johnson last season, he could not catch. This game, he learned how to catch in the offseason, it seems, bro. 2 touchdowns for him. Omarion Hampton in there as the lead running back. Don't know whether that is just the standard now for the Chargers or if that's because Najee Harris was coming back for something. He missed a bit of a training camp and practice. But everything in this game going into it was talking about how the Chargers are going to be a run-first offense now and they're going to pound the rock. Jim Harbaugh getting back to his ways of running that ball. We barely saw that. We came out and Justin Herbert was looking like he might be a Hall of Fame quarterback, like Jim had the fucking dream about. You know what I mean? Maybe that was all reverse psychology. All offseason, all we heard about was the Chargers run game. We come into the season, they barely ran it, and Justin Herbert goes with 3 tuds and is fucking sliding into Madison Beer's DMs. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? This guy's... what an inspiration. What an inspiration for all cool... what an inspiration for all cool... I can't even fucking get the joke off, bro, because I keep laughing. Oh, what an inspiration to all aspiring cool white boys out there. But, yeah, I picked the Chargers. Chiefs. Hey, you know who they play in next week, Q? They play in the Eagles Super Bowl rematch. This could get spooky. Have the Chiefs ever gone 0-2 to start a season for like 10 years?
It's been a while.
That's what I'm saying. Xavier Worthy damn near died. Travis Kelce, bro, that was like, have you ever seen Sons of Anarchy? That was the damn near final scene of Sons of Anarchy, bro. Jax versus that fucking truck. That's what it reminded me of. That's a big spoiler for anyone who's not seen Sons of Anarchy. Travis Kelce, man, he took Xavier Worthy out. Did you see all the memes saying that it was because Taylor Swift said she liked them on New Heights? Oh, man. That was just crazy work. And like you said, that was so early in the game that might have changed the tides a bit. But yeah, it might be spooky for the Chiefs. This might be the year the boogeyman gets boogied out of the playoffs. Moving on, we had the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Cleveland Browns 17-16. What a terrible game. What a terrible game. We both picked the Browns for this one. I mean, the Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was a terrible one. Joe Flacco had like 300 yards. What the hell? All this talk about Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Joe Flacco was him. 300 yards? Damn. And unfortunately for our third co-host, Key, he did start Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in his fantasy team. Bad day at the office for him. Jamar Chase, bro, 4.8 points. He had a big drop in that game too, on third down, which could have changed the score of the game, could have changed his game. For fantasy points, he had a big drop. I don't know what it is with all these big receivers with the drops. It's mad out here, but we both got that one right. I think one we both got wrong. Indianapolis Colts beat the Miami Dolphins 33-8. We all picked the Dolphins. I think every single one of us picked the Dolphins.
Yeah. Let me start with this
Go
one
for
because
it.
I was talking the most shit. Daniel Jones. Is the cure to sucking ass just having a cool nickname? Like, is that what happened? Because all of a sudden you see the Indiana Jones memes pop up, and he's like the first quarterback this decade, I think, to lead, what is it, like 7 scoring drives, score on every single possession of the game. That was a big stat. And oh my god, I want to give him his props because I totally talk shit on him. But also, what are the Dolphins doing? What kind of hurricane they got brewing down in South Florida for this Dolphins team? It is definitely didn't look good, and I don't know, man. I think their game this week was probably the toughest one for me just because of that performance. And I hope they get better, but I don't know when we're gonna see it.
Yeah, I literally had no faith in Daniel Jones to go out there and do anything. Obviously, going off his resume, which he's put out there at New York. You said is the cure to depression, was it? Like having a cool nickname? I think it might just be leaving New York, to be honest, because look what happens to everyone who leaves the New York Giants, at least. Look what happens to them as soon as they leave. Saquon Barkley, Leonard Williams, fucking Daniel Jones, 2 rushing touchdowns, like 300 yards and a passing touchdown. What the hell? Who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Like... But it was a big game for the Colts, man. Obviously, they've got new owners. They were at home too. And I picked the Dolphins last week because I was like, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane. That's a high-powered offense. They're going to be out there and put up numbers on the Colts. They put up 8 points. It was damn near a shutout. Tua looked terrible. There's no sugarcoating it. He looked terrible. I always say about Kyler Murray, anytime the pocket collapses, Kyler Murray looks like a fucking deer in headlights. Or have you ever tried to kill a spider and you missed it the first time? Then it starts fucking freaking out and sprinting everywhere. That's what Kyler Murray looks like when the pocket collapses. Tua looked even worse than that. I don't know what was going on. I mean, I do know what was going on. Bad play calling, bad blocking, and just terrible offense. You know, there was a few times, the first interception, trash. That was just a bad read, overthrown. Or it was just overthrown. The second interception, bad read, terrible. And yeah, this was just embarrassing, honestly, for Miami. I feel bad for the Miami fans. I'm sure there was a lot of expectations coming into this season, like, Tyreek's going to be back, you know, we're going to be the big boy Dolphins again. You're looking like fucking, I don't even know, not even a Dolphin, narwhals, bro. You know, the fat-ass Dolphins, fucking weird-ass Dolphins, like, they can't even swim properly, you know. But yeah, that was just terrible, bro. I want my view back for that one. In fact, no, I don't, because the Colts were fun to watch. I can't lie. I said to you last week as well, watch out for Tyler Warren, rookie tight end from the first round. Colts drafted him in the last draft. I said, you know, Daniel Jones might be under pressure, might be feeling the pressure of the game. Who's your go-to target when you're a QB under pressure? Your tight end. It's a big body. You can't miss him. I always say that because I do it on Madden. Whenever I'm feeling hot in the pocket on Madden, I'm always like, let me just give it to my tight end, bro, because he's a big ass body. He's gonna catch it in traffic, and I can see him. You know what I mean? Over the fucking collapsing line that's breaking this pocket right now. He had like 74 yards, something like that. 6 catches, 74 yards. Had some big plays too on like third downs to get the first down. Really impressed with him. Dolphins though, you guys suck. Honestly, you guys suck. I might never pick the Dolphins for the rest of the year. That's how badly those guys suck. Next game we both got right. It was the Las Vegas Raiders beat the New England Patriots 20-13. I thought this might have been higher scoring, to be honest. Obviously, 2 rookie running backs that were both in my fantasy team heading into this game. Ashton Genty against Travion Henderson, but it wasn't really the run game that made the difference in this one. I feel like it was good QB play from Geno Smith and quite bad QB play from Drake May. Drake May had a lot of overthrows. I literally just watched the highlights for this one. I'm still trying to catch up on film from last week. But yeah, Drake May, bro, I don't know what was going on with him. I'm a fan of Drake May. I think there's good potential there for him. This game, he was off it. You know, don't know whether it was the weather. I think it started to rain a bit towards the end of the game. Whether, you know, the weather impacted the ball, made it wet, slipping out of his hands as he threw it or something. But, bro, some of the passes were just so inaccurate, and it was not what I expected to see from the Patriots, honestly. I thought they'd put up more than 13 points as well. At home, on day one, under Vrabel. He's going to go back there and whoop their asses, I can tell you that, though. Impressed with the Raiders, though. Very impressed with Geno Smith. Ashton Genty was all right. Got a touchdown on his NFL debut. Brock Bowers, though. What a dog. You want to talk about all-white team? He's got to start. You know what I mean? We might even run 12 personnel because there's another white tight end I want to talk about later on. We've just spoke about Tyler Warren. He might get in there by the end of the season, and we run on 12 personnel every single play. But yeah, even the backup tight end, because Brock Bowers went out with an injury. It seems like he might play this weekend. But their backup tight end, Maya, I think. It's the opposite of Jacoby. Jacoby Meyers, so he's Maya. Yeah, their backup tight end, Maya, he had a big game too. So shout out to him, man. Anything to say on that one?
No. I mean, I didn't see at the beginning of the week how people were picking the Patriots to go upset the Raiders here, but I mean, he didn't have the greatest game, but I saw during some of the highlights he was actually making some pretty decent plays out there. And like I said with the Miami game, that also had a big factor in who I was going to pick this coming week here. But yeah, he for the most part was upright and not running for his life every single play. So that's definitely an improvement from last year. But there were a couple plays where, like, I think Will Campbell gave up a strip sack and things like that didn't go their way. But I'm excited. I finally see the vision why people are liking this Patriots team. But I don't know how if they're gonna jump up my power rankings or anything. But still excited to see what they got.
Yeah, I've got to put respect on you, to be honest, because you have always been like against the Patriots of like, I don't get why people are saying that, because I think even in our preseason predictions, I said I think the Patriots will make the playoffs. And you did say, like, I don't see what people really see in this team. And then we see week one, they take a 7-point loss at home. And fair play, you stuck to your guns. I went with the Raiders purely because I thought Max Crosby was going to be a dog in this game. I think he got a sack. He got credited with one. I didn't actually see it on film. But yeah, shout out to Max Crosby. I've got 10 on him. Defensive player of the year. My guy. We want to talk about all white team Q. We're pulling out all the stops here. Max Crosby, get in there. Moving on though, to the next game. A game that I didn't actually get to see film on, so I'll throw it to you, Q, if you want to say anything about this one, or we can just move on. Washington Commanders 21, New York Giants 6. That's a tough scoreline for division rivals.
Yeah, I watched the highlights, and I will say this about the Giants: their front seven looks great, but as soon as you get past that, it does not look good out there. And I saw, like, as soon as they got to the second level, that's where all the big plays happened for the Commanders. And Russell Wilson, I think it's time to put the old dog down, man. I don't think he's got it anymore. It looked pretty rough out there for him. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Not a whole lot happened this game.
Yeah, I know that they've come out and backed Russ and said he's our guy, he's our starter, you know, but instantly you've drafted a rookie in the first round. You traded up to get him, I think. Maybe did they, or am I bugging?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
they traded back into the first round because they got
Abdul Carter. Yes. Oh, I need to watch film on this game because I did not see Abdul Carter. I saw one clip of Laramie Tunsil against him, and Laramie Tunsil just stood there and didn't even move. I was like, damn, has he got that much aura? Like, what the hell? But yeah, I did see a few little clips from this one. I do want to go back and, like I say, I like to watch full games or at least full highlights of games. But I saw a few clips of Russ making bad passes. I don't think what's my boy Malik Neighbors? I don't think he really got involved as much as he would have liked to in this game. I saw Cam Scatterbu making a good few runs. That guy, I said in the preseason or in the draft reaction, I think it might have been. I saw a few college highlights of him. He's like a human pinball. He will just bounce off people and keep going. And he looks like a dog. He looks like he might make the all-white team, honestly, because he can pick up a blitz. He don't care about his body. This guy's a criminal. I'm saying it right now. This guy is a criminal, I think, because he don't care about his safety or no one else's. He will lower his skull and just run straight through a motherfucker if they try and tackle him. This guy looks like he's got it. But yeah, I think, in fact, the point I was trying to get to was about Jackson Dart. I don't know how I ended up on Cam Scatterbu. But yeah, I think Jackson Dart might come in about like 7 games, honestly. I think the Giants' schedule is so tough. I do expect to see Jackson Dart sooner rather than later. But yeah, I need to go back and watch this game.
Yeah, it's a hell of a schedule they got this year, and I feel like they're probably just going to be throwing them to whatever the weakest team on their schedule is at this point. We'll probably see Jameis throughout the year as well, see if he's got anything left in the tank. It's a weird QB room they got in New York, man.
I think Jameis is just there for the vibes. I honestly don't think he's going to take a snap in a Giants uni. I think he's there for the vibes.
You don't think so?
Nah, I genuinely think he's there just to keep the morale up, because he is everything that you hear about that guy and everything you see of that guy. It's like, what a personality. You know, I'd love to be around this guy. But yeah, I do expect Jackson Dart to be the guy that comes in if Russ does get dropped, honestly. But I think they play the Saints this year. That might be the one game that they bring him in for, if anything. And if he loses that, damn, it's a tough one. Or I think, honestly, with their schedule, it might be better for them to leave, like you said, you're throwing them to the dogs, basically. I think you'd leave Russ in there to get mauled and chewed up and ate alive. And then next year, you go again with Jackson Dart. But we're mentioning the all-white team. I said we're running 12 personnel to get 2 tight ends in there. Trey McBride, what a dog. Arizona Cardinals beat the New Orleans Saints 20-13. This game was rough, man. I expected the Cardinals to score way more points than they did, and the Saints, honestly, to score less than they did. I watched quite a lot of this game, and I've got to say, I was impressed with Spencer Rattler. I expected him to be a lot worse than he was. Maybe that's, having low standards to being okay is like a big jump. But I thought he looked decent. In the pick'em, it was 92% Cardinals. Obviously, the Saints didn't win. But still, I was impressed with the Saints. Alvin Kamara is still that guy. And I thought Spencer Rattler did show some signs of promise. I said last week, I think the Saints will go 0-17 this year. I'm holding my hands up now and taking that back, because I think the Saints are not going to go 0-17 this year. What a bold claim that is. A team's not going to go winless. But yeah, honestly, I was impressed. Not impressed, but like, he exceeded my expectations, which were on the fucking floor. So it wasn't very difficult. Talking before, though, Kyler Murray in a pocket when it collapses, looking like a fucking insect that's just been swatted. He doesn't know where the fuck to go. He runs like this. I feel like his fucking, I feel like he's like a bobblehead. I feel like his head moves so much. He can still make plays, though, and extend a play. I'm not saying that this is like a flaw of his, because he can definitely roll out and create something out of nothing. Well, not out of nothing, but extend the play, like I say. But I just think it's so funny. When he looks under pressure, he looks like, oh shit, like what the fuck is going on? But we both picked the Cardinals here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not much else to say on this one, to be honest, apart from Trey McBride. What a dog. What a dog. Anything to add on that one, or is just one ass game? Let's move on.
It was a pretty bum-ass game, not gonna lie.
Valid. Next up, a game that, like, bro, I said last week this might be one of the worst games ever televised. Vegas had the over-under at 38.5 for the entire game. Both of these teams nearly smoked the under, or the over, I should say, by themselves. Pittsburgh Steelers 34, New York Jets 32. Aaron Rodgers, he's still got it. I know that put a smile on your face, Q, being the Green Bay Packers fan that you are. I'll let you kick off this one if you want to say anything. We both picked the Steelers for this, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I picked the Steelers. I at the start of the year, I went, man, I would like Justin Fields to succeed. I don't know if I can see it. I saw it today. Even though they lost, like he played exceptionally well. And the only thing that stopped him quite literally was a vintage Aaron Rodgers performance because their defense, Steelers defense, wasn't doing anything at the start of the game. And just to it was like you said, we were like, oh, it's gonna be just like a trash game. I said myself, who do you think is gonna score more points? The Steelers offense or defense? Because I thought it was gonna be
Mm.
one of those kinds of games. And then you see 4 touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers, Justin Field rekindling that college connection with Garrett Wilson, them two going off all game. And it took a miracle 60-yarder from one of the oldest kickers in the league, Chris Boswell, just to get him over the hump. But I mean, before another game we'll get to, this was definitely the absolute best game of the week, completely out of nowhere. And it's good to see Aaron Rodgers has still got it, man.
It's good to see that Vegas get it wrong sometime too. It gives me hope that one day I will hit that parlay that moves us out of the hood. But nah, for real though, like I say that, the spread for this game was 2.5. I cashed a parlay with Jets plus 2.5. They lost by 2 points. That is quite scary how Vegas actually do this. Because also in that same parlay, there was another one that was by 1 point. I won by 1 point. And I also had Denver Broncos -8, which we'll get to in a sec, but they won by 8 points. I'm like, how the fuck did Vegas do this? I don't get it. But they got this one wrong. I also got something wrong in this game. I picked up the Steelers defense in fantasy because I looked on paper at this Steelers defense. I said last week it's giving me shades of the Steel Curtain days. We might be back to that. The Pittsburgh Steelers being a defense first team. Bro, 32 points against the Jets? What the hell? Justin Fields balled out. I'm a Justin Fields hater. Not hater, but I just think he's not good. I think he's, obviously the dual threat that you get with Justin Fields. I'm like, it's. You used to see the Steelers, they would make plays simply for him to just run. I didn't trust his arm. Bro, he was throwing. He was throwing that ball. He was slinging it. And like you said, Garrett Wilson looked good. Breece Hall as well, the running back. They look good, bro. The Jets look decent. I got an email the other day saying I've got tickets reserved. I've got to pay for them, sadly. And they're fucking £200 each. But I got tickets allocated for Jets versus Vikings in London. I might look at going to that game now. I was like, on paper, that sounds like a bum-ass game, especially because at the time, the Vikings weren't looking good. We'll get to that last, but hey, exciting stuff for the New York Jets, I think. Just a tough way to lose against A-Rod, I mean, it's like, what can you do? What can you do against that? And I think he actually looked really fucking good, bro. You know what I mean? Some of the reads he was making, obviously the throws, he's one of the best throwers of a ball of all time, but I liked what's the tight end that they've got? Is it Jonnu Smith? Was it they picked them up from the Dolphins? I want to say
Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth. Yeah,
yeah. They picked up Jonnu Smith. I think he had like a tight end around touchdown, like a fucking handoff pass, and I was like, I'm liking the look of this Steelers team. Honestly, can't say that as a Ravens fan, but we'll see when they play the Ravens. Let's see what. In fact, A-Rod's gonna tear that secondary apart. Let's move on from this one because I want to talk a lot about this next game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23, Atlanta Falcons 20. Did you pick the Falcons on this one? Or was that key? I feel like one of us picked the Falcons.
I think we all went Bucks, and it was all just because we've seen them doing it longer. But man, I'll tell you, the Falcons meshed together a lot sooner than I thought they would. They looked real good out there. And we were another just a missed field goal away from another overtime thriller that we saw last year. Oh man, I got the Bucks winning the division, but with how the Falcons look today, I'm really scared about that prediction.
Yeah, man, this was. You know what? To start this episode, I wanted to speak to you and Key about something. With him not being here, I think we might save it for next week. I just wanted to talk about the kicker position. I won't get into it too much because I do want to bring it up next week. But bro, just this first week of the season, so many missed PATs, so many missed field goals. What the fuck is going on with the kicker position? Like, obviously, I can't even remember every single game that had a missed kick, but this one, missed field goal to tie the game. Ravens lost by 1 point. Tyler Luke missed a PAT. The Browns game, they lost by 1 point. Their kicker missed an extra point and a field goal. What the fuck? And this is just week 1. But I think the standout in this game is my guy. This makes me happy. You know when I back a guy and he backs me with his play? Emeka Egbuka, bro. 2 tuds for the win too. Did you hear the story about what he said in the huddle?
I was gonna ask you if you heard the same thing.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Bro. So for people who don't know, apparently Emeka Egbuka said in the huddle, give me a play with a post route. I need to hit a post on this corner because he knew he had the corner beat. The last play, obviously, of the drive, he says that in the huddle. And then Mike Evans was like, shit, like we may as well fucking give it to him. Obviously, Baker Mayfield is the play caller or whatever. He gets the play call in from the coach. And maybe it was if they got the play call but told him fucking audible, run that post then. Fucking dime, by the way. Baker was slinging it. He had even the first tud for Emeka Egbuka was an insane throw. That second one was crazy. And my guy, Jesse Bates from the Atlanta Falcons, he was at fault for that second one. He loves to crash. Mike Evans ran a deep in. Jesse Bates crashed on it, which left the over the top open for Emeka Egbuka to get in the end zone. But bro, I said to you last week because I looked him up on the Falcons roster. I mean, the Bucks roster, sorry. He was number 9. He won number 2 in that game, which he did wear in college. So I guess he swapped jerseys, which is a shame because I was going to get his jersey with 9 on, bro. Because 9's my number. I'm not wearing it today, but I normally wear a 9 chain. Shout out to the Mallory bros. But I didn't wear it today. Can't rep it. And Emeka Egbuka, bro, changed his damn number. There's another number 9 I want to speak about later, though. Remembered that. That's a good segue for that game. But yeah, man, I love backing guys and being like, this guy's a dog. I put 10 on him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, by the way. The cash out on that right now is 11 quid. It's gone up because the odds have changed so much on him. That's my fucking guy. If he keeps balling out like this, because the thing is with him, he's obviously the number 2 wide receiver to Mike Evans. He's been the number 2 his whole time at Ohio State, even though he's the highest fucking, leads the entire college in yards, but he's always been the number 2 receiver. So he's in a perfect position here in Tampa, being that number 2 again and being a rookie. We saw last year with Jaden Daniels, people don't really plot for rookies. They don't know how to handle them really until year 2. You normally see where the sophomore slump comes in. It's because people know how to game plan for these rookies now. Emeka Egbuka, bro, he's putting his name on the map and it's only 1 game into the season. The Falcons, though, my guy Drake London went out at the end of the game. I hope he's okay to play this weekend. He's in my fantasy team. I love Drake London, one of my favorite receivers in the league. Michael Penix looked like a dog. I said it last year when he came in. What number does he wear, Q?
I want to say it's 9 or something.
It's number 9. He's a dog. It says it on his jersey, I did see this funny tweet the other day. Let me pull it up, bro. I know he gets annoyed at jokes like this, but let me find it. Someone said, Atlanta has a left-handed dual threat black quarterback named Michael with a last name that's 1 character off from male genitalia. 2001 is so back, boys. Michael Penix Jr. and Michael Vick, obviously.
Oh, God. 2001 is so back. What's going to happen tomorrow night?
Oh, my God.
Packers are going to win tomorrow night. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, man. I'm going to try get this video up tonight as well, because that is a fucking great joke. Oh, man. Someone get him on the phone. But, bro, that was fucking funny. Oh, man. Yeah, what a fucking game that was. I said in the last week's picks, I can't wait to watch this one. And it lived up, I think, to the standard I had for it. Let me just double check my laptop a sec, Q, because my laptop's fucking bugging here. I don't know why it does this. Sometimes the frames just drop.
Freaking out for a while too.
Yeah, sometimes the frame rate just drops on Discord
already. Yeah, there have been points already where I'm just I feel like I'm frozen, and there's one of the bits, literally it didn't show anything but your camera. My camera was completely blacked out, and I hope we're still good here.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that. To be fair, so I think we should be good.
Okay. All right.
Next game, one that blew a parlay for me for £10,000. I mean, it wouldn't have won anyway because the last two legs didn't come in. But if this would have come in, the cash out must have been nicey. The Panthers against the Jags. I mean, I think that game's still playing now, honestly, because what the hell? Like, every other game finished, they were still going because they had like a 2-hour lightning break. In all my years of watching the NFL, I've never seen a lightning break. Is this a new thing? Or have I just never paid attention that deep? Genuine question. Like,
No, it's been a thing. I think it's your first year watching, so it's fine.
Hey, it's not my first year. Put respect on it. Put respect on it. It ain't my
Trying to
first
give you an
year.
out, man. Come on.
Nah, because I don't
Trying to
want
give
people
you an
thinking
out,
I don't want
bro.
people thinking I'm a rook in this game. I've been in this game for 10 years. And I found out it's 10 years because, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan. And I found out it's Dak Prescott's 10th year. I was like, damn, I was there when he was a fucking rook. You know what I mean? Why is my camera quality fucking dropping? What is wrong with this bullshit laptop? Apple, send me a new MacBook. Because these drinks are too expensive to be this trash. What the hell? It looks like I'm on a fucking potato. Looks like I'm in the microwave. The fuck is this camera quality? Anyway, speaking of being in the microwave, the Panthers got cooked 26-10 against the Jags. I don't even want to say nothing on this game because I lost money on BTJ's over and I lost money because I had Panthers +4 on a fucking 10 grand parlay. So, do you want to say anything on this one or should we just move on before I fucking...
Well, the Jaguars I thought played pretty good, but then again, it's only just against the Panthers and Bryce Young. I don't think another benching situation is going to get him back to where he was last year, dude. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's on it and then he's off it. And when he's off, he's really off. And we saw that this game. And oh man, it's going to be another tough year for Carolina, I think. That's all I got to say, really.
I was really pumped to watch the Panthers because Tezerol McMillan, I thought he was going to be the game-changing receiver for Bryce Young. He ended the season last year on a hot streak. Some of his receivers last year, though, couldn't catch. They've brought back... well, not brought back. They got rid of Adam Thielen, actually, didn't he, to the Vikings? I'm fucking bugging on that. I was about to say they brought him back, but he went the other way. But they've got T-Mac, Xavier Legette. He's not good. I'm sorry, he's not. He's not good. They got Jimmy Horn Jr. over there. I don't even know if he played in this game, but I just wanted to bring him up to say, I'm ready right now. But let's move on to the next game. Denver Broncos 20, Tennessee Titans 12. Cam Ward's debut, the first overall pick from the 2025 draft. I had the Broncos to win. I think we all did. But I think we all thought it would be by more than 8 points. Or at least they would score more than 20 and not let 12 in. I mean, 12's still a low amount, but still, man, like, this game was rough. I can't lie. I thought Bo Nix was going to have a great year. After one game and not, like, hitting the panic button too early. Some of the play calling from Sean Payton, I don't know what was going on. Bo Nix was visibly frustrated, I think, at the play calling, because he was like, what the fuck is this? What are you giving me to work with here? You know? A lot of people put blame on the QB for the plays. And not making plays, but they can only go off what the head coach or the play caller gives them, bro. You know what I mean? I think people put the onus on the QB because when you play Madden, you pick the play and then run it. So I think a lot of fans blame the QB for the plays, but they have a fucking earpiece in and they get told what play to run and they don't really have the freedom. Sometimes they'll get 2 plays and you obviously see QBs, often they'll read the coverage and then decide which play to pick, but still, if you're getting 2 stinkers, it doesn't matter if you kill the first one. Because the second play is a fucking stinker too, you know? I think Cortland Sutton is a fucking baller, though. He is... What a receiver he is. But, man, I think the story of this game, for me, is Cam Ward. I thought Cam Ward looked great. I can't lie. His receivers sold this game for him. There's so many drops, and maybe you could say it was inaccurate throws, but I think as receivers, especially, like, the veteran receivers they've got over there, compared to the rookie QB, you've got to make those plays for your QB. He's giving you the chance to get that ball. You've got to go get it for him. And I was really impressed by his poise. Obviously, the Broncos' solid defense. They brought a lot of pressure, put him under a lot of heat. But I'm looking forward. I don't know why I keep saying looking forward, because I'm probably never going to watch a Tennessee Titans game. Bum-ass team. Fuck out of here. But still, I'm excited. I'm not even excited. Why do I keep using these adjectives that I'm not? I don't even believe it. But I think Cam Ward will have a good season, is what I'm trying to say. I think the Titans have got one there. I think he showed poise in the pocket. He can throw the damn ball, you know? And shout out to Cam Ward. That's all I want to say. But I'm not watching the Titans. But I will, because I want to see the Cam Ward film, but still. Q, over to you, bro.
Yeah, Kim Ward was all right. There were a couple instances where he tried to spin back out of pressure and just put himself in a worse situation. But outside of those sacks, like you were talking about, he was phenomenal at the end of the game. I thought he had three passes in a row that went straight to his receivers, and they just couldn't get their hand on it quite right to secure a catch. But yeah, definitely didn't do him any favors at the end of the game. And I will also say about your point on uh, everybody's gonna be blaming Bo Nix, and people are like, if you got a shitty play, why not audible out of it? Like, bro, he's got to prove himself more first. Like you've seen, we've heard stories about Aaron Rodgers practically calling the whole game for himself, and Mike McCarthy's big ass just sitting on the sideline. Whatever happens, happens. But that's because he's an established Hall of Fame quarterback at the helm. You got second year Bo Nix out there. If he audibles out of a play and it goes horribly wrong, he might not be at the starting quarterback position next week. And that stuff really only works out well if you can successfully pull the playoff. And even then, sometimes these coaches are like just so like they think they're the whole organization, and if you go against the coach, you're not going to see the field again. Um, I think that's why Bo Nix got stuck with a lot of plays he didn't really like, is because he was in a lose-lose, whether he takes a shitty play that the coach gave him or he tries to audible out and something bad were to happen. He's a devil's advocate and something's going to go bad either way. But I don't know, man. I'm hoping to see Bo Nix go back to how he was towards the end of the season last year, because at the end of the season, I thought he was looking great.
Yeah, even into that little short playoff run that they had, obviously they got whacked by the Bills, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, I think you make a great point there on the QBs. Like, I think the only QBs I've heard that call their own plays in the huddle, I heard A-Rod, but Peyton Manning, Peyton used to call plays, and that's Peyton Manning, bro. You know what I mean? Bo Nix cannot call his own plays because, I mean, picture this. Picture you work in a flower shop. This is a random ass analogy I just came up with. Picture you work in a flower shop. Your boss comes up to you and says, put some white flowers out front for the customers. And you say, okay. Then you go and put some red flowers out front because you think the red flowers are going to sell better. And they might sell better. But your manager's still going to be pissed off because they told you white flowers out front. Even if, you think, I keep seeing that safety drop. We need to run like a fucking skinny post for our receiver. You can say that to your manager to be like, I think we should do this instead. But you can't just on the fly just go and do what you want, because like Q said, it don't matter if you're getting paid the big bucks and you're the first string. They will make an example out of you to be like, we're the coaches. This is what we get paid for. You listen to us, especially when the Broncos head coach is the play caller. It's not just the OC. It's their head fucking coach, bro. You'll be out of there, So, because I saw some people blaming Bo Nix for that game. And I just want to put that out there to be like, not that I'm like some fucking expert of the game, but like a lot of people don't even know that the QB don't call the plays. I used to think when I was younger, the QB called the plays because you do it on Madden. Like I say, you call the plays on Madden, you run it, and then you're the QB and whatever on like Madden Ultimate Team. But the QB don't call the plays. Most of the time, it's the offensive coordinator. Sometimes it's the head coach if they have experience, probably as, an offensive coordinator, like Ben Johnson for the Bears. He was the OC of the Lions. Now he's the head coach of the Bears, but still the play caller. Sean Payton for the Broncos is the play caller. Kevin O'Connell for the Vikings. He was the OC, obviously, at the Rams. He's now the head coach of the Vikings. He calls the plays. Man, I can't wait to talk about the Vikings soon. But, yeah. So, moving on from that game anyway. We have a little back-to-back double loss here for me in the pick'em. I went with the Seahawks to beat the 49ers. It ended up being 17-13 for the 49ers. What a terrible game. I don't think I've ever picked in favor of the 49ers in the pick'em. And this was a good bet for me to go with Seahawks here, because for the whole game, it looked like the Seahawks were going to win. I'll be real. It was like the last 5 minutes that obviously the Niners turned it around and won. But George Kittle out, injury reserve now. Big loss for the 49ers. CMC didn't look that great. Just a disappointing loss, especially because I had moneyline Seahawks on the parlay. Just disappointing loss, because they should have won this game. They should have, but they didn't. And I've got to pay respects to the 49ers and our third co-host, Key, 49ers fan. I'm probably still not going to pick yous in week 2. We'll get to our week 2 picks very shortly. I feel like we're spending a lot of time on week 1 here. So Anything to add on that one, Q, before we roll on?
It was just a really gross game, and I think the only thing that kept the Niners in it was just like, fuck it, somebody is being guarded by Tariq Woolen down there.
Oh my god.
They're just picking on him all
He
game.
sold.
And that last pass at the back of the end zone where he's like sitting there waiting for it, and then what is it, like the fourth, fifth string tight end, the fucking like hot dog concessions guy, they pull him down and he makes the grab in front of Tariq Woolen. That should not have happened. Even as a guy who picked the 49ers to win, that should not have happened. And it was just a really gross game.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen I have to blame for this game because he sold twice. And Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions too. And you only score 13 points, and the opposition QB turns it over twice. You get beat by 4 points. Fuck me, what a terrible game. 17-13. There's another game which we haven't mentioned yet, which is an even grosser result. But I think we both picked the same team for that one, so we'll move on quickly. In fact, I don't think we did. We'll get to that one in a sec. First of all, though, it's the Packers and Lions. Packers 27, Lions 13. We briefly mentioned...
I gotta turn you up for this part. I gotta turn you up for this part.
Nah, I gotta pay respects to the Packers. But what's crazy, though, is I only picked the Lions to be different to you and Key in the picks video last week. But I stand by my integrity. Whatever I say in these videos, I pick. On every single parlay, I took the Packers on the spread, minus 2.5. Or maybe it might have been minus 3.5. I picked the Packers in every single parlay I had on. Every single parlay. I sound like a fucking addict right now. Normally people do one parlay for the weekend. And I'm like, every single one that I put on, I had the Packers on there. I just picked the Lions to be different in the fucking picks video last week. But still, it comes as an L to me. I thought the Packers would win. Try to be different. Sometimes being different don't work out, but at least you stay true to yourself. I don't know why I'm giving like a fucking Hannah Montana inspirational speech right now. But yeah, Micah Parsons, his first sack in green. And yeah, that looked like an actual lion chasing down a fucking gazelle to munch its ass, but it's Jared Goff. Yeah, nothing else to say on this one, other than you have 2 offensive linemen on the injury report, which is quite a concern, and Jaden Reed. That might be concerning for you. But we haven't even got to our week 2 picks yet. Anything else you want me to say? Do you want me to say, I'm sorry for picking the Lions? I want to put respect on the Packers because, you know, I picked them on the parlay. That's what counts, you know?
Just an I'm sorry is all I needed to hear, man. You're good.
I'm sorry for picking the Lions. I'll never pick against the Packers again until week 2. Or will I? Stay tuned. Next game, gross, disgusting. 14-9, Rams against the Texans. I went with the Rams. Matt GPT got it done despite heavy pressure from that Texans defensive line. Both of these teams getting pressure from their defensive line onto the opposition quarterback. What a disgusting game. You went with the Texans for this one, right?
Yeah, I really thought that CJ Stroud and his guys were going to be able to overcome the offensive line struggles, but I don't think this was the right game to try to call something like that. Both of them were really bad. It was looking pretty nice for me towards the end of the game, but that back-breaking fumble at the very end, that's going to hurt for a little bit because I was so close to getting a lead in week 1 here, but that definitely didn't help me out. But yeah, just disgusting game, really. I tried to watch the highlights, and it was just like, it looked like a different product from football. It was bad.
Yeah, the only real highlights from this game is Puka Nacua being an absolute dog, getting his head cut open somehow. I don't even know how the fuck that happens, but his head got cut open, he was bleeding, went in for a concussion, came back out, balled out, I think he had over 100 yards. Possible contender for the all-white team. I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I don't know if that counts. I don't know if he identifies as white or not, but he's an absolute dog and one of my favorite players in the league, and he's a LeBron fan, so he classifies for any fucking Hall of Fame that he wants to be in because he supports LeBron, you know? That's all we need to know. Moving on from this disgusting 14-9 game, one of the biggest fucking games of all time. As a Ravens fan, this one fucking stung. You can't even understand. Like, do you know what's crazy as well? We had a 15-point lead at one point, and I still didn't feel like we'd won the game. I personally won the game because I cashed a little parlay, Derrick Henry over rushing yards and anytime touchdown. That cashed early on in the first half. So I was buzzing. I was on a high. Tyler Lube missed an extra point. I'm thinking this ain't good. Because they've got a man who can cause some absolute bullshit, which his name is Josh Allen. What he does is absolute bullshit, bro. Like, I'm watching the game and I'm seeing the stuff that he does. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? I've literally just said that 3 times in a row, but that's how crazy it is to me to watch this. 41-40. Jair Alexander. Pack it up, bro. Pack it up. There's a reason the Packers let him go. We saw it in that game. He is fucking washed. Pack it up. Go on Love Island or something. I'm sure with those beautiful eyes of yours, you'll pull some women on Love Island. Like, go on Love Island. Leave the football behind before the football leaves you, to channel my inner Jamie Carragher. I think the football's already left him, Q. He was running around there like he don't know where the fuck he's going. He was running around there like a trespasser. He was trespassing. I just couldn't believe it, man. It was fucking heartbreaking. The tip touchdown, fucking kidding me. Comes off the tight end's hand and straight into Keon Coleman. Derrick Henry goes for like 150 yards and a tud, and he's stiff arming motherfuckers, and then he goes to stiff arm someone, and the ball gets ripped out. Oh man. And the bitch ass fan whacking our players on the head. Fuck out of here. He's banned for life. Fuck you. Putting your hands on our players. D-Hop, what a fucking grab. The one-handed grab. I said in last week's picks, give me D-Hop anytime touchdown. I didn't back it. I fucking should have, because I knew that was going to happen. Now heading into week 2, we're 0-1 on the season. I'm not concerned. We'll still go like fucking 15-2. But, man, that was a tough loss. That was a tough loss, Q. And both of my teams lost. What the fuck? You know what I mean? And this was like the last game of the week, near enough. I lost with the first game of the week with the fucking Cowboys, and the very last game of the week, near enough, because who the fuck cares about Vikings Bears? Yeah, bro, I'm
you
done.
might have to say something about that game. You might have to say
No,
something about that game.
I will.
But this game, this game was insane. I think, you know what's really funny? The Scorigami guy on Twitter did not post anything for this game. 41-40 is Scorigami, and he did not say anything about it. So I think we found out in the most hilarious way possible that the NFL Scorigami guy is in fact a Ravens fan, which, you know, good team, but just absolute heartbreaking way to lose there. Last year, I thought Lamar had the better stats and was just all around a better player. But I think Josh Allen's just demon energy, like just completely freak shit taking over the game like that out of nowhere. He didn't do anything on defense, so I can't be like, oh, he single-handedly forced a fumble on Derrick Henry and did all that shit. But just the way he was able to will him back in the game, I can see why people voted him MVP last year. I wasn't happy about it, and not happy about the result here either. It was as a semi-Ravens fan, it was a tough pill to swallow, but I'm sticking with my main guys this year.
Yeah, man, it was, like you say, that was a game where you can look at Josh Allen and say, that's the MVP. Like, obviously Lamar didn't put a foot wrong this game, you know? He played as well as he could. Some of those, bro, Lamar does some bullshit too. There was that one where it looked like he was about to get sacked for like a loss of 15 yards, and he like just fucking bats a guy down. He's like, fuck out of here, bitch. And then takes off and runs for like fucking 20 yards. I was like, this guy's insane. This guy's on some bullshit, bro. And if I was a Bills fan, I'd be watching this thinking, fuck you. This is, I would probably smack him on the helmet if he walked past. I wouldn't really. I would never do that because I'm not a dickhead. Shout out to the shout out to the dickhead. I don't know why I was about to say that. Fuck you, boy. Fuck out of here. Hitting my players. Fuck you. I can't even remember what I was about to say because I'm fucking tweaking and speaking way too much. I've spoke way too much today, Q. We haven't even made our week 2 picks yet. I don't even know how long we've been recording for. But Josh Allen, bro, you see the thing with Josh Allen, right? When those plays unfold, I can't even see the way the camera obviously looks at the line of scrimmage. Normally, sometimes you can see players running short routes and getting the ball straight away. Josh Allen holds that ball for like 15 seconds. He stands there. The camera's looking at Josh Allen holding the ball in the pocket or outside the pocket as he's rolled out. You can't even see what's up this end of the pitch. You can't even see what's going on down there. And then he'll just fucking yeet it. And then the camera will follow it. And I'm like, this is going to get fucking caught now, isn't it? This is going to get caught by someone. And then someone catches it. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. This is a piss take. But yeah, hopefully we can bounce back in week 2 and both my teams can win. Final game of the week. Vikings at Bears. I picked the Bears to win. And I said to the boys in the group chat, well, because I was stayed up to watch this game, and I said to the boys in the group chat, right, I had notes. I was making notes for the NFL picks recap. Literally at the end of the game, fourth quarter, everything I said in my notes, I had to flip. Everything I said about Caleb Williams, I had to flip for JJ McCarthy. Everything I said about the Bears, I had to flip for the Vikings. Because at first, I was like, hey, the Bears are cooking. The Bears are looking good under Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams looks like he's feeling himself. He's getting that high completion percentage, taking the easy routes, but moving the chains. That's what it's all about. And then they stagnated. I think they were on 17 points for like 30 minutes of the game. And the Vikings, bro. At first, on my notes, I was like, this JJ McCarthy guy, he looks arse. He looks like a 2-pack of arse. And I literally said in the group chat before the game, hold on, JJ McCarthy wears number 9? I should have backed this guy. I would have backed the Vikings if I knew that. And then the game started, and I said in the group chat, this guy's an embarrassment to the number 9. This guy sucks. At the end of the game, I deleted everything. I deleted everything in my notes. JJ McCarthy, that's a dog. That's a dog right there. He looked good. Caleb Williams, man, there's some growing pains for this Bears team. Obviously, getting used to this Ben Johnson offense. There's going to be some growing pains anytime new coordinators come in. I was going to say that before for the Lions, but fuck the Lions anyway. But man, what a crazy comeback for the Vikings. With sports, a lot of sports are games of momentum. And when you have the momentum, you've got to capitalize on it. Because the thing about momentum, it always swings. And if you don't capitalize on momentum when you've got it, when it swings the other way, you'll get punished for it. That's exactly what happened with the Bears. The Bears had like minus 100 yards in penalties. Their O-line was jumping like fucking Jiminy Cricket, bro. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but I swear I've heard that name before, and crickets jump. But their O-line was tweaking. They had like 5 fucking false starts in a row. I'm like, what the hell, boys? What the fuck are you getting paid for? Caleb Williams, a lot of times he took the easy route. I think he was in his head too much. I think he was too concerned about that completion percentage and getting high percentage passes off, rather than taking some deeper shots, which he could have hit. He made some bad reads. Always went for the check down when there was deeper routes open. And I think he was in his head too much. Whereas JJ McCarthy, he could have been in his head because he looked absolute arse for 3 quarters. He threw a pick 6, which was entirely his fault. Terrible throw, pick 6. But man, what a dog. That mentality to stick in there. Did you hear the quote about what he said to his team in the huddle queue to lead that game-winning drive? No. So apparently he got the huddle together and like to hype his boys up. He just said in the huddle, where else would you rather be? Or something like that. Would you rather be anywhere else than here? And I'm like, you know what? That would get me fired up. That would get me fired up. Would you rather be anywhere else? No, fucking right here. You know?
That's the Jim Harbaugh bullshit, bro.
Bro, Jim
Hopping
Harbaugh.
in the huddle going, who's got it better than us?
Nobody.
That's exactly where that came from.
Yeah. No, literally.
That's exactly where that type of shit came
Where
from.
else would you rather be? Anywhere but here? Nowhere. Nowhere. But yeah, man, I mean, I'll throw it over to you. You picked the Vikings, right? I think, again, this was another game for me on the pick'em, like the Seahawks, like some other losses that I took this week. At first, it's looking like a good pick from me, you know? And I'm like, hey, like Cowboys, we nearly beat the Eagles, but nearly doesn't get you points. Seahawks nearly beat the Niners. The Ravens nearly beat the Bills. The Bears nearly beat the Vikes. This could have easily been a positive week for me in the record. Instead, I'm 10-6, and yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Caleb Williams' fingernails for this game? It's suicide prevention month, so he had 988 on it, and thank God he gave you a number to call because this game made me want to kill myself watching it for the first 3 quarters. And is it crazy to say that I don't think I learned anything from this game? Because like
I don't know if that can go in queue.
outside of the like only in the fourth quarter where there was this explosion of points, I think you saw the real Vikings, and at the beginning of the game you saw the real Bears, but it's like the flip of the switch of momentum was so insane. I don't feel like I learned anything from this game. I feel like I learned that momentum is a hell of a drug, and you better get high when you can. But yeah, no, I don't feel like I learned anything in this game, and that has definitely scrambled me for this next week because that was just some of the most insane football I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely sickening as well if you bet the under for this game. Because on paper, this game screamed under. You know? I didn't have a bet on for this game, but low-key, I mean, it was on at 1:30 in the morning UK time, so I was like, low-key, I want something to keep me up. What's going to keep me up? Putting money on this game. So I was like, on paper, you got JJ McCarthy, first year starter. How the fuck's he going to look? New offensive coordinator, new offensive scheme for the Bears. How are they going to look? And a solid Brian Flores defense. The Vikings defense, by the way, fucking brilliant. You know, they lost two big players, which we'll talk about for the week 2 picks. But yeah, on paper, this is a perfect place to bet the under. And then last quarter, gone. They smoked the under. They took the over. And bro, if I bet the under for this game, stayed up, and then again, last minute, fucking lost, I would have been sick. Like, if I took Ravens money line and stayed up and we lost, I would have been sick. I was sick anyway. But that's going to be it for the week 1 recap. That was a long ass recap, bro. I did not mean for it to be that long. So we want to introduce a new segment to the show at the end of our week recaps. The biggest loser and the biggest winner, or biggest takeaways from the week of football. Q's idea. All credit to him for this. He wants to start because I haven't even had a chance to think about this segment yet. So while Q is talking, I'm going to have a think about my biggest winners and losers. Q, take it away.
All right. I was looking at this week, and we saw a lot of teams do exceptionally well this week. The Bills with that crazy comeback win, the Chargers stunning the Chiefs, and even the Colts coming out of absolutely nowhere to win their game. And you guys can call me a homer again, but I truly think the biggest winner of this week were the Green Bay Packers. You had Detroit going 15-2, and everybody was like, "Oh, they lost both their coordinators, but that won't be that big of a deal. All their players are coming back and blah blah blah." You saw what can happen whenever they don't have all their coordinators, and you saw exactly what is going to happen with Micah Parsons this year. He was on a snap rotation, only 29 the whole game, and each time he got a pressure, something horrible happened to the Lions. He got a pressure leading to a sack, he got a pressure leading straight to Evan Williams' interception, and he got another pressure, which I believe led to a Lucas Van Ness sack. And just the absolute dominance of this Packers team today to completely blow out this Lions team, who many were thinking, oh, if the Eagles can't go back, Lions are number 2, and the Packers are a completely different tier in the NFC. I think based on the Eagles' performance and the Lions' performance, I'm not saying the Packers can go number 1 in that list, but they're definitely up there with those teams. And we saw at the beginning of the season, I call it the Great Divide, because people are like, oh, Eagles, Lions, 1 and 2. Packers, Rams, Vikings, 3, 4, 5, any order, it doesn't really matter. I think Packers definitely stamped their place as a top NFC contender, and they're my biggest winner this week. And my biggest loser, I hate to do it, Miami, but what was that? That was just absolutely atrocious on all fronts. And it can only go up from here, right? It can't be worse than this, can it? That's all I got.
It can. Oh man, I love it because, you know, I was trying to think then biggest winners, biggest losers, and I was like, instantly biggest losers got to be Miami. You know, or maybe let me specify, Mike McDaniels is the biggest loser, because if his team play like that for another 4 weeks in a row, he's not going to have a job. So that's why he's the biggest loser. But I want to talk just briefly on the Packers before I give my biggest winners and losers. I want to shout out Edger and Cooper, bro. That guy's a dog. He had 12 tackles in that game. Coach Gruden calls him the Edge of Darkness, and I love that fucking nickname for him. He's an absolute animal. You guys are solid over there. Giving credit where it's due to the Green Bay Packers. My biggest winner for this week. In fact, you've already said Miami, so let me give a different biggest loser. Biggest loser for me, Cincinnati Bengals, that O-line. I said last week, Myles Garrett might have 5.5 sacks. He damn near did. He got two big ones on Joe Burrow. Did you see that one sack where he did, bro, I forget what the terminology is for D-line. It's when they swing round and like come through the middle when they line up on the end. Bro, I saw the camera angle from behind Joe Burrow. That shit was terrifying. You just see Joe Burrow drop back. the O-line opens up and Myles Garrett just comes through out of nowhere, bro. I fucking shit myself. But I said last week as well, this Bengals O-line, a lot of question marks on them last year. Those big-ass bodies, they can't even block the sun out of Joe Burrow's eyes. This week, he proves it again. Joe Burrow, he had like 100 yards maybe, if that, in this game. Absolute disaster class. Biggest winner for me? Who do I want to go for biggest winner? I'm tempted to say JJ McCarthy. Because he showed grit, he showed determination to dig in, stay in there. And I think the Vikings might have one. You know, they put the captain on his chest. I didn't understand that. I was like, this guy's never played a snap. He's basically a rookie. You made him a captain. I think he showed in that game why they put that on his chest. That was me trying not to be a homer. But my real biggest winner of the week is the Dallas Cowboys. We nearly beat the Eagles. I know you don't get trophies or wins for nearly beating a team, but we showed we not to play with. We not to play with. Saquon Barkley had 60 yards rushing. He averaged like 100 last year. We brought in Kenny Clark from Green Bay. Thanks, by the way. We stopped the run, apart from Jalen Hurts' run. Dak Prescott back in the pocket with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. We looked so good. Maybe that's just week one, but I think with Shotty as the new head coach, we look good, man. We looked a lot better, honestly, than I thought we were going to look. Maybe it's just week one, but I think the Cowboys are in for a good season. I know Cowboys fans say that every year. Trust me, I get it. But I think this could be our year to win the Super Bowl. I took it a step too far. I didn't even want to go there. But yeah, I really like that idea, the biggest winners and losers for the week. I'm going to have to think about that definitely as we get into week 2. And let's get into week 2, because we've been talking a long time. Most of it's my fault. But let's talk week 2 matchups for the 2025 NFL season. We kick off Thursday night with the Green Bay Packers hosting the Washington Commanders. As the Green Bay Glazer, I will let you take a Green Bay Glazer's crazy. That sounds like a serial killer name. The Bay Harbor Butcher and the Green Bay Glazer. I'll let you take this one, Q.
Oh, it's the crown I must wear. I'll do it, man. I'm not gonna try. Like I said, I'm gonna try to tamper expectations. But kicking the absolute shit out of the Lions like that definitely has me feeling really good about this game. Jaden Daniels, he was exceptional last year. Didn't look as great to start, but he's probably only going to keep getting better and better as the year goes around. I don't want to take him super lightly. Like I said, he might be susceptible to a little bit of a sophomore slump. Teams might figure him out. I don't want to fall into that trap, though. We better play our best ball against him, but I'm going Packers, obviously, in this one.
Yeah, man, this was one for me that's tough. I could see it going either way. I haven't seen all the film from the Giants-Commanders game from week 1, but from the scoreline alone, it sounds like they were off to a slow start. And yeah, this was a tough one for me because, like I say, I haven't seen the Commanders how they played week 1 entirely. But I mean, you can't really judge a whole team off week 1. You know, it's still early in the season. I haven't really worked out where people are yet. You know, in terms of power rankings, things like that. We don't really know. It's only been 1 week, but I am going to back the Packers. I let myself down by picking Lions last week. I'm picking the Packers. They're at home again. You got back-to-back home games here to start the season. Lucky you. And I'm picking the Packers to win this one. You do have some injury concerns, though, on the O-line, and Jaden Reed being out, too. Matthew Golden, he didn't get many targets or catches, did he, in the first game? I think he had a little issue, too, so tough injury run there. Can the Commanders' defense put something up against us? Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu. They got Von Miller. Do I want to flip and say Commanders? Yeah. No, I don't. It's going to be too much time.
I don't think Crab sees that as a problem either, because he's also got the Packers in this one.
The Packers-Commanders game, by the way, is on Prime Video. Amazon Prime. What the hell? Why is it so difficult to watch NFL games these days? Just put them all on one damn platform. You know what I mean? I'm having to look up every single week. Oh, wait, this one's on YouTube. What the hell? This one's on the Game Pass. What the hell? This one's on Sky. Fucking Channel 5. What the fuck?
I will say, Twitch Prime Vision, they got all their games, Thursday night games on Twitch for free. So just keep that in the back of your mind.
Follow me on Twitch. Link in the description below. Nice one, Q, for the alley-oop. Next up, we got the Sunday 6 p.m. slate. Cincinnati Bengals host the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Bengals always start slow. We saw it in week 1 against the Browns, but let's not act like the Browns are a team that's just ass. The Browns have a good defense. The Bengals started slow. Fully expect them to bounce back here. Give me the Bengals to win. The Jaguars, though, with Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, fucking Trevor Lawrence. Why did I say it like that? Like fucking Rick Grimes or something? Lawrence. Like Coral. Anyway, I'm picking the Bengals. Fuck out of here, Jags. Fuck you. Sold the parlay. Fuck you, boy. Brian Thomas Jr. sold me for £100. Anyway, over to you, Q.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll pay you back for that, man. I
Best
went
end.
actually very much back and forth on this game, but I think at the end of the day, I needed to sit down. It's only week one. Don't overreact too much. I took a lot of stock into the really good Jaguars win, but then I remembered it was the Panthers. So I'm picking the Bengals in this one. I can see it getting close again, but I really think Bengals are going to come out on top, and Crab's got the same pick as us. He's going Bengals as well, rocking his guy, Joe Burrow.
I'm smoking on Joe Burrow. There's no way Joe Burrow only goes for 100 yards again. I want to see Travis Hunter play more defense, by the way. What the hell was that? 6 snaps? Why you trade up to get the guy and say, oh, he's going to be a dual threat? I get it's week 1 maybe, but like, bro, come on. 6 snaps on defense? The fuck?
Your guy, T-Mac, cooked him, and they're like, yeah, that's enough.
I mean, he cooked him in college too. So, I mean, that was, but go and put him on the other side anyway, or do something like this. It was fun to see, though, I can't lie, when he came out for his first defensive snap, and it's like, hey, he's played offense and defense here. He actually had a lot of involvement, I think, in the offense too, from what I saw. So maybe that's the reason he was tired. But then they had like a fucking 6-hour lightning break. His ass should not have been tired. His ass should have played every snap, offense and defense, with that break. Anyway, next game, New York Giants. Our boy Tom represents the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Need I say any more? Give me the fucking Cowboys on the spread, -6, making some money back this week. Gamble responsibly. But this bum-ass Giants team ain't gonna do shit against us. Fuck out of here. Give me the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown redemption on his mind when he thinks about it. Give me that. Who you got, Q? If you say the Giants, I'm done.
Well, what if I didn't say the Giants, but one of our other hosts did? Crab's going with the Giants in an upset on
What?
this one.
Why am I not
I
surprised?
feel like that's entirely. I think that's entirely to spite you. But look, man, I watched Cowboys Eagles. I thought Dak had an exceptional game. Everybody on Twitter was like freaking out, being like, "What? Dak Prescott was playing well?" And it's like, have you never watched him?
Bro, this
Like,
is
people
key.
shit on
That's
this guy all
key in
the
a
time.
nutshell. Key shits on Dak every time we talk QBs. He also said last year that CeeDee Lamb isn't top 10 in the league for wide receiver position, which is outrageous. But bro, like Dak Prescott's a good. He was like, what, 2 years ago? He was like second in the MVP votes too. Like, do people not remember who this guy is? He can sling the ball. He's 9-4, I think, against the Eagles all time. This guy makes the Eagles his bitch, and he almost did again if CD would have caught a few of those balls. Sorry, go on. This is your turn.
Yeah, I look, I can sit on my high horse and be the Green Bay Glazer and say Jordan Love's top 10 and Dak Prescott isn't, but I will say Dak Prescott is a damn good quarterback in this league, and you're crazy if you don't think so. But I'm going Cowboys. Crab's got the Giants, and somebody's going to be paying their respects next week. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's going to be key. Now, what he's done there, I'm obviously the Cowboys fan. Our fourth co-host, Tom, is a Giants fan. He's looked at this game and said, who do I like more, Tom or Scott? He's picked Tom. I'm not surprised. So he's gone with he's gone with Tom's New York Giants. He's taken an L on the week. You love to see it. Next up, another division rival game. Is weird how some of these teams have had back-to-back division rival games and some of them haven't. I don't know how the schedule is exactly picked, but it's the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. 90% pick'em has took the Lions. Q, this is your division. Who do you think's got this game? Ben Johnson against his old team. Oh, storylines, drama. Who you taking?
Man, it's tough because, like I said, I don't feel like I personally learned anything from that weird ass Bears Vikings game. But what I do think is Dan Campbell, the rallier of the troops, he's definitely going to take a good long look at his team and get them ready to beat the Bears. I think the Lions are still the better team. I think I can't really say much after Caleb's performance last week, but I think he is going to be a pretty good quarterback, which I'm not super excited to say in my division. but I don't think I see Caleb beating the Lions this time. Maybe if he can get if the Bears can kind of fix whatever the hell happened in week 1 later in the year, I could see him beating the Lions. But as of right now, I don't see it. So I'm going Lions on this one.
I'm taking the Lions too, man. Really, I'm like, it's after taking the Bears last week and being heartbroken by them, and I think that was a really good position last week to take the Bears, honestly. But it was just Caleb Williams, man. I don't know. You said there you think he's got the potential to be great in the league. Maybe the potential's there, but honestly, I don't know if he's going to be the guy. Some of the stuff I saw in that game against the Vikings, I don't know if he's the guy. I'm just saying that. Prove me wrong, Caleb. Or prove yourself right.
I mean, hell, it might just be another story of like Justin Fields where you got him on the Bears and it just doesn't work out and he hops over to the Jets and or just any other team and performs exceptional. And I mean, I think he's probably looking at it the same way because he also went Lions. Probably doesn't see Caleb beating them this time. And who knows, man? I wonder if they're ever going to get a 4,000-yard passer over there in Chicago.
Not this year, I'll tell you that. Or maybe with Ben Johnson, they'll have like a 4,000-yard running back passer or something with his trick plays that he designs. But yeah, 3 for the Lions there. Next up, LA Rams at the Tennessee Titans. The pick'em has it 96% Rams. I like to play underdogs. I like to be controversial. I'm leaning Titans. I'm liking the Titans in this spot. At home, Cam Ward for the first time. He's going to smack his receivers on the arse and say, catch those fucking balls. The Rams have O-line issues. You know, smack on the arse and catch these balls is crazy. What am I talking about?
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Smack him on the arse and say, catch these balls. That is wild. What the fuck is he saying? What is he saying? But, yeah, man, I don't know. The Rams have O-line issues. Matt Stafford is an absolute dog, though. But this Titans defense is decent, you know? They've got big-ass Tavondre Sweat to block any sort of run game if they want to get up the middle. And I like the underdog play of the Titans. I do have it selected right now as the Rams, but I do want to play devil's advocate, and I might lock in Titans. I don't know. Let me see what the spread is, actually. I might pick Rams on the pick'em, but on the parlay, it's only 5.5. If it was more than that, I probably would have took the Titans with the points. 5.5 is a decent amount, though. I don't know. Q, who you got for this one? I'm just going in circles.
I got the Rams in this one. I think I learned after last week that defensive line of theirs is just exceptional. And you saw the trouble that Cam Ward got into last week against the Broncos. I see it probably going in a similar vein this week, and it looks like he does too, because he's also got the Rams in this one.
Rams, Titans. Do I be entertaining and play the underdog? I don't want to be wrong, though, because I backed the Rams last week because of the reasons that I said. The coaching, the D-line, Matt Stafford. Fuck it, give me the Rams. But I might play on a parlay Titans plus points. Next up, New England Patriots against the Miami Dolphins. I said at the start of the show, I'm probably never going to pick the Dolphins again this season. Give me the Patriots. Give me Travion Henderson anytime touchdown. And Drake May, you've got to throw the ball more accurate. Probably won't be as bad as throwing the ball as Tua, though. Give me the Patriots. Q, who you taking for this one? Miami back at home. Are they going to bounce back off that terrible week 1 performance? Or are you taking the New England Patriots?
Yeah, this is one where I felt like I might be a little overreacting to week 1, but the Patriots, they looked a lot better than I thought they would be. Dolphins look exceptionally worse than I thought they'd be. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm going Patriots on this one. I think they pull off the upset. I think it's going to be a super close game. It's probably going to be another ugly one, if we're being realistic. But somebody who's taking a different approach, surprise, surprise, is Key. He's got the Dolphins in this one.
Wow.
I think he might be back in his fantasy team, or he might actually just truly believe that this group of very explosive players can finally get on the right page with everybody and definitely perform a lot better than they did last week.
Man, I wish he was here to explain that one, because Like you say, I wonder what he sees in that Dolphins team, or does he just see Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane in his fantasy team? It could be that, or he might have a different reason. Maybe he saw the Patriots against the Raiders and thought this is a bum-ass team. But I like it. We've got a split. I didn't expect that. I thought we would see a lot of the same picks. Next up, San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. Do you want to start with Key's pick, Q? Because I think it's going to be pretty obvious where he went.
Yeah, he took long look at the Saints and was like, yeah, fuck that, and went with the 49ers instead. Even if they have half their team out, I think that's probably on the level that the Saints are this year. I will say, I agree with you. Spencer Rattler looked a lot better than I initially thought he would, but when the bar's in hell and you can just walk normally and clear it, I don't see how the Saints are winning this game going 49ers.
All right, cool. This is good because it gives me a position to play devil's advocate. Spencer Rattler, the bar is in hell. But when I see a bar in hell, I tell the devil to pour me a drink. I'm going with the New Orleans Saints to beat the 49ers. Give me that. Alvin Kamara, Spencer Rattler. I like it. Brandon Cooks. Are you kidding me? Give me the Saints. The 49ers team are all in hospital. George Kittle is gone. Brock Purdy, questionable. Christian McCaffrey, back to full fitness. But for how long? Juwan Jennings, he's questionable. Give me the New Orleans Saints to beat the 49ers. Now that's going to put some juice into my parlay. I'll tell you that for a fact. The spread is only +3 at the minute too, so Vegas is saying it's not a crazy shout. I think the injuries do play a part in that for the Niners, but they don't. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'll ever pick the Niners. This ain't even to spike Key. I just don't. I'm not impressed by Brock Purdy. I'm not impressed by Brock Purdy's 2 interception throwing ass. Gimme the Saints. They've got some dogs on that Saints defense too. My man fucking Cam Jordan, still there. He's like 40 years old. They signed Justin Reed, the ex fucking Kansas City Chief. He's probably like 40 years old. The Mario Davis is like 40 years old. Give me the experienced defense of the Saints to have a fucking terrible 13-7 game here and the Saints take the win. This is definitely an under game, which means it's going over. You know it is, Q. Anytime I say a points total, it's the opposite. But give me the Saints. I want to be different. It's only 5% on the pick'em. Fuck the 49ers. Sorry, ass team. Moving on. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. The pick'em has at 97% Bills. The Jets did look good week 1, but this is the Buffalo Bills we're talking about. This is Josh Allen. All-white team. 5 years straight. All-white team MVP. Josh Allen. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills and the 97%.
Yeah, me and Key are on the same page as you there. Personally, if this was any other week, I'd be a lot more intrigued and maybe even pick the Jets in this, just on how well they played week 1. But if you're running to the Josh Allen buzzsaw, you don't usually come out on the other side. So I'm going Bills. Key's going Bills as well.
Well, moving on from that crazy cut in the video, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sam Darnold against Aaron Rodgers. I'm giving the W to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. I think their defense should be a lot better. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to go nutty. Nutty because I'm American now. He's going to go nutty. He's going to go crazy. Give me an anytime tud for JSN. 4. Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game at home for me.
Yeah, me and Key agree with you there. I'm going Steelers. I don't see another 4 touchdowns, but I definitely see multiple from Aaron Rodgers. I can also see JSN going off, but it's probably going to be one of those where JSN's the only contributing member for Sam Darnold. And I can see the Seahawks just playing another ugly game. Cooper Kupp, I think it might be time to hang it up, dude. Like I said, he had one of the greatest receiving seasons ever, and I don't think he's done remotely anything close to it since. Even if he's been struggling with injuries and stuff like that. We just talked about with Jair, you got to leave the football before it leaves you, and it looks like it's leaving him right now. So I'm going Steelers. Key's got Steelers as well.
Well, nice transition. Speaking of Jair Alexander, the Ravens were heading home to the bank, playing the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Ravens. Now, the Browns, I always call them the bum-ass Browns, but that's because they're division rivals. I mean, the Browns' defense is good, man. The Browns actually have a solid defense. I think when people hear Browns, they just think, oh, trash, you know. But the Browns have a good defense. That's why I was surprised to see the spread on this game was minus 12.5, Ravens favorites. It did move the line to minus 10.5, which is a crazy jump to move 2 whole points. It's now settled at 11.5. I don't like taking double-digit points on the spread. I'm not going to take Browns with the points, but Ravens to win this game. Give me that. This is the bounce back. You know, we might actually go and smoke these by like 20 or 30 points, to be honest, after the rage that people are going to be feeling from last week. And I think Joe Flacco is going to be a lot easier to take down for my boy Kyle Van Noy and Madubuike. I think they're going to have a better chance to take down Joe Flacco than they did for Josh Allen. It's a different game plan. It's a different team that we're up against here. But man, Jerry Jeudy lining up alongside, or across from, I should say, opposite Jair Alexander. It could be spooky. It could be a spooky one. And I do like the backfield that the Browns have, I can't lie. Is it Samson? Samson, I want to say, and Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford, I watched him pick up an A-gap blitz against the Bengals. Man, I love a running back who can block. Like, you should have, I don't know if you saw the highlights for that last game, but I saw this blitz through the A-gap and he ate that shit, bro. That got me fired up, but I'm taking the Ravens. Obviously, it's my team. Fuck out of here, bum-ass Browns. Over to you, Q.
Yeah. Key and I got Ravens as well. Let me tell you something, though. If it is like a slow start and both the teams you go into like end of first quarter, end of second quarter, like 6-10 or anything like that, I think it might be scary because from my memory, if it serves me correctly anyway, these games between Ravens and Browns, it either goes like Ravens 42, Browns 10, or Ravens 27, Browns 28 out of nowhere. Like some crazy win that you just didn't see coming at all. They get their one divisional win for the year, think they're going to do great, and then just fall straight on their face again. So as long as you can avoid that trap, I think things are looking good, but everybody's backing Ravens for this one.
Yeah, man, I think it's really good that we got D-Hop in as well, and we've got Zay Flowers back from injury. I think it's nice to have those options out there because, like I say, the Browns' defense ain't, they're not pushovers, bro. Denzel Ward is one of the best corners in the league. He's obviously going to be lined up on Zay Flowers, you would imagine, for near enough every play. The other cornerback over the other side, I forget his name now, he wears number 0. He's not like a bum either.
Greg Newsome,
he's not a bum either, He's probably going to be on Bateman the whole game, but then we have D-Hop as a third option now. Obviously depending on formation, lineup and stuff. I really hope Isaiah Likely is back sooner rather than later. I think a lot of the Ravens' best plays come from using 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends on the field, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Patrick Ricard is still out as well, which is a big blow for us. I think Patrick Ricard's an absolute dog at fullback. And having him as a lead blocker, even sometimes he lines up on a tight end, bro, like on the line. I love to see it. And having those 2 players, Isaiah Likely and Patrick Ricard out, it's a big blow. But I think we should be able to knock off the Browns easily, even without them. Moving on. This game's a tough one to pick for me after that week 1 showing. Denver Broncos at Indianapolis Colts. Q, I'm letting you start because I don't know which way to go.
Yeah, again, talking about like trying not to overreact too much, but Broncos didn't look great to start. They've been prone to slow starts over these past few seasons, and the Colts won their first home opener since 2013, by the way.
That's crazy.
So that's crazy. With Daniel Jones at the helm, they couldn't get it done with Luck or anybody like that, but Indiana Jones comes through. Cool-ass nickname, and they get it done somehow. So definitely one was written down right now. I think I might have to stick to it, but I can definitely see the world where the Colts win this one. Give me the Broncos, give Key the Broncos. But yeah, I can definitely see it going either way.
Give you the Broncos, give Key the Broncos, give me the Broncos. I'm taking the better defense. The Colts defense did look good against Miami, but again, is it week 1 overreactions? Was that just Miami being terrible? I did notice in that week 1 game, the Colts picked up Cam Bynum from the Vikings, which I didn't, that went under the radar for me. I didn't realize he'd left the Vikings. He's a good safety. I liked his pickup. I think he might have had an interception in that game actually against the Dolphins. I'm pretty sure he picked up one of the interceptions, did that crazy ass, weird ass celebration.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? He looked like
Yeah,
Kyler
that's
Murray in
what
the
I was
pocket when
gonna
the pocket
say.
collapsed. That was the Kyler Murray he did there. But yeah, I'm going with the better defense, which is the Broncos. I think they have the firepower on offense to make plays. Cortland Sutton, you can rely on him. I don't mind the backfield that they have over there too, with the two young running backs. I want to say RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. I've just made the fuck up. I'm sure it's two guys with two initials, because I remember putting in the Discord, they got RJ, Bo, and JK. That's 3 guys in 6 letters. What the fuck? 4, 3 whole guys, 3 human adults in 6 letters. What the hell? But I'm going the Broncos. Fuck out of here, Colts. Tyler Warren, though. Absolute dog. Moving on. This game, I don't even want to pick this one. I'm not even going to watch this one. Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. This is shit versus terrible. I'm going with the Panthers because Trey McBride's in my fantasy team. But I'm not a fan of the Cardinals. And it's 94% Cardinals on the pick'em. They're at home, so that I give them the edge there. By the way, I just want to point out that last game, the Colts-Broncos, the spread right now is minus 1.5 in favor of the Broncos. So even Vegas are saying, we don't know who the fuck's going to win this. It's a pick'em basically at this point. But when Vegas don't know the answer, nobody knows the answer. I'm going Cardinals for this game now. They're minus 6.5 point favorites for this game. That seems like a big spread to me. But last time I picked Panthers on the spread, they let me down for a few £1,000s. So I'm going with Cardinals. Fuck out of here, Panthers bum-ass team. We are so back, by the way, Q. I'm bringing back the bum-ass team at the end of every pick. We are so back. Football is back.
Oh, you stole my joke. I was gonna say it's just shit versus ass in this one, and I might have to go with ass, which I'm gonna dub the Cardinals because both of them didn't look great. But hey, Cardinals got a win last week. I can see him winning again this week, and so does Key. So looks like we're all going Cardinals on this one.
A little Cardinal trio. Yeah, man. Not a fun team to watch, honestly. Oh, they got some dogs over there, though, actually. Let me confidently pick the Cardinals, actually, because their defense, they got some dogs. Josh Sweat. Buda Baker, he's an animal. Buda Baker is a fucking animal. I like that guy. He can play anywhere. He lines up wherever the fuck he wants. We want to talk about QBs calling plays in the huddle. I feel like Buda Baker, he is, cover 2, and you're in the deep zone. And he's like, fuck that, I'm going to the line of scrimmage, and I'm blitzing. I feel like that's the mentality that Buda Baker has. Obviously not, but still, that's what I feel when I watch him. He lines up fucking anywhere. He'll blitz the A-gap. This guy's an absolute dog. I'm picking the Cardinals with confidence. Next game, Eagles at Chiefs. Whoa. When I said Eagles, then there was like a fucking echo in my room that sounded like a steel drum. The acoustics in this room are crazy. The autistics in this room are crazy too. It's Eagles at Chiefs though, a rematch of the Super Bowl. Who you picking, Q? I feel like this one's a pick'em too. It's minus 1 point, the spread in favor of the Eagles on the pick'em. I mean, in the bookies, that is. That's from Vegas. On the ESPN pick'em, it's 72% Eagles, 28% Chiefs. Who you picking?
Well, I mean, they're what, 1-1 each of them in the Super Bowl the past 3 seasons. They got a lot of hate for each other, but if Xavier Worthy's still out and the Chiefs under Matt Nagy have just been so terrible, just completely ruining Patrick Mahomes, I gotta go Eagles on this one. And Crab's also rocking with the Eagles. Surprised that he picks everybody in your division but you, huh?
I mean, that's just how he's wired, you know? Well, like Thanos said when his cronies failed to deliver the Infinity Stones, fine, I'll do it myself. I feel like we've picked the same team for near enough every game. It's up to me again to be the man who's different. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs at home, Arrowhead Stadium. They're going to be rocking the place. Taylor Swift might be there with the rock on her finger. You see what I'm doing? The Rock might be there. Dwayne Johnson pulls up, gives a little speech to get the crowd pumped. The most electrifying ground in NFL history. Arrowhead getting payback on the Eagles. I just don't see the Chiefs starting a season 0-2. I don't see it happening. Andy Reid is still there as the head coach. Spags is still that defensive coordinator, the man who shut up Saquon Barkley in the Super Bowl. Yes, Jalen Hurts did put up 40 points on their head, but they shut up Saquon Barkley. Patrick Mahomes is still the quarterback. My motto, never bet against 15. And I'm betting on 15 this week. For one of the first times in a long time that I'm actually backing the Chiefs and rooting for the Chiefs. Obviously, it's against the Eagles too. What do I look like as a Cowboys fan picking the Eagles? Give me Chiefs. Travis Kelce, though. Leave the football for the football leaves you, mate. I think he's done. Prove me wrong, Travis. Get me on New Heights too. Little New Heights collab. Yeah? Anyway. Next up. Oh, this game's tough. Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I made these picks before the Bears game last week, or probably during the Bears game. I locked in Falcons and said, this Vikings team, bum-ass QB. After the fourth quarter of that Bears game, though, now I'm questioning my own play. Vikings at home. Skull. They're going to have all the Vikings out there. Ragnar Lothbrok, Thorfinn, Askeladd. All the Vikings are going to be there. But I'm picking the Atlanta Falcons. Give me Michael Penix Jr., left-handed quarterback. Give me Drake London. He's questionable, but he should play. The reason I'm doing that, check the Vikings injury report before this. Blake Cashman out for 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. Blake Cashman is an absolute dog. He's the field general of that Vikings defense. Now, I feel like the Vikings defense are well coached. They're going to have somebody to fill that role, but not as well as Blake Cashman does it. He's an absolute animal. He's like I say, the field general. He is the heartbeat of that defense. Andrew Van Ginkel is also questionable on the injury report. That's a big loss. If they lose Cashman and Van Ginkel, give me the Falcons to get a W. After last week, Young Hoku missing the kick, it's unfair, but that's football. I'm going with the underdog Falcons, 19% on the pick'em. Away from home, let me pick another underdog. I love it. I love picking the underdog. Q, who you taking for this one?
Yeah, I wanted to try to keep things different, but Key's got the Vikings, so either way I'm looking at it, I can't really do anything different. But um, I'm gonna go very nervously with the Falcons here. They played so well against Tampa Bay. I just hope we don't see some crazy bullshit from the Vikings in the fourth quarter again, because I don't want that to be their identity this year. I don't want to be going to the Vikings games being like, well, we're gonna do great for 3 quarters, and then all hell's gonna break loose at the end, and we can see if we can pull through. Want um I want to be able to actually know who this Vikings team is and know that people can beat them without this crazy black magic that they had last week. So I'm going Falcons on this one.
Yeah, I do feel bad picking against the Vikings, especially after picking against them last week. Kevin O'Connell's one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. After seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff from last year of him speaking to Sam Darnold directly and stuff, I think Kevin O'Connell's great. I think the way he sets that team up, his play calling too, great mind. He was obviously used to be the offensive coordinator at the Rams. Great offensive mind, bro. And Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Vikings. Absolutely sensational, him as well. But I'm backing my boys at the Falcons. I'm backing Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Michael Penix. Come on. Let's fucking do it. Kyle Pitts. Is this his year to bounce back? Everyone says it every single year. But let's do it, man. Especially with Cashman out, I think that's a big, big blow for their defense. But then I said the same thing with the Eagles last year when Oren Burks got injured. Or not Oren Burks. N'Kobe Dean. Oren Burks comes in, fills his role pretty much exactly the same. So we'll have to wait and see if Van Ginkel plays or not. That's a big one. If he does play, I'm very concerned about this pick. But if he doesn't play, Falcons all day. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Houston Texans. Bro, this is a quick and easy one for me. Give me Baker Mayfield and Emeka, I'm sorry, I always say Emeka Egbuka, my rookie of the year, and Baker Mayfield. I know the Texans have a solid defense, the defensive line, brilliant. Daniel Hunter, Will Anderson, the secondary, Derek Stingley Jr., what an absolute dog. But give me the Buccaneers. Fuck out of here. They're going to have less than 50 yards rushing in this game, the Texans. You think Nick Chubb is going to be able to run anywhere against Vita Vea? No. Joe Mixon's still injured. They need him back quick. They need a new O-line too, because CJ Stroud is going to be on his ass. Give me the Bucks, and let me give the mic to you.
Yeah, man, not too much different from me and Key, both rocking with the Bucks. I still think the Texans can be a playoff team this year, but I don't see their first win coming just yet because the Bucks, Baker Mayfield's been balling out. Emeka Egbuka, just talking about him, it's been a week, but he's proven to be legit in this 1 week. Calling for the ball over a future Hall of Fame wide receiver, being like, "No, I got this shit.
Yeah.
Look at me, bro. Look my way," and delivering on that. That's he's a dog for sure. I will say, at the beginning of the draft, Emeka Egbuka is who I wanted because he's been so great in college. But I'm definitely happy with Matthew Golden, and I think those two are probably going to be they're my two favorites for Rookie of the Year.
I love it, man. I love it. Also, Baker Mayfield, all white team. Josh Allen, though, they're gonna have to fight. Who would win in a fight? Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield. It's a good one. Josh Allen's 6'5". I looked up his stats the other day so I could quote it properly. 6'5", 235 pounds. He's a fucking linebacker. That's a QB built like that. It's insane.
I think Baker Mayfield gives him a headbutt and knocks him out.
Baker would headbutt a fucking rhinoceros if you asked him to, I feel like. Or if he saw a rhino playing cover 2, man, he's knocking the rhino out.
He's not sliding.
No, first down. He's getting straight up. Flipping the ball to the ref, first down. Fuck out of here, rhino. Speaking of beautiful white quarterbacks, is that even a legal transition? Speaking of handsome, tall, white quarterbacks that are dating beautiful women, Justin Herbert's Los Angeles Chargers are taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. This seems like a crazy game to me. LA versus LV. I think this game's going to be won in the trenches. A lot of talk was given in the first game for the Chargers about their run game. Jim Harbaugh loves to pound the rock. All of that talk, and then they barely ran it with Omari and Hampton. Najee Harris should be back to more match full fitness for this one. I'm not making my pick yet. I want Q to go first because I realized I've just picked first for like the last 4. So Q, you can take this one before I give my pick.
Well, there was one player on the Chargers defense that was exceptional last week that I took notice of. Tart, number 90 on the defensive line, seemed like every other down he was coming up with some crazy play, whether if it was like a tipped pass, which I think he had like 3 of them last week, and just all kinds of disruptions on the line.
That was the guy who smacked Travis Kelce, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Oh my
remember
gosh.
him, yeah.
Three tip passes and smacking Travis Kelce in the face and getting the win. Who had it better than him, man?
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, I don't think nobody is beating Tart or this Chargers team this week. I am sticking with the Chargers. Justin Herbert, I think he's going to go off against the Raiders again. Key's got the same idea. He's going Chargers as well. And I think the Raiders have the potential to be good this year, but just like luck of the draw with the schedule, I don't see it coming quite to fruition just yet.
Yeah, love the breakdown, love the analysis, love the Chargers in this spot. I'm taking the Chargers. And yeah, like I said, I thought it would be one in the trenches. And, it's going to be Omari and Hampton versus Ashton Genty, 2 rookies against each other. Will that even be the moral of the story, or will it be a QB battle again? Justin Herbert versus Geno Smith. We'll have to wait and see. Derwin James, though, that's my dog. Absolute dog on the Chargers defense there. Another safety that can just line up anyway. I feel like my archetype of defensive player that I like is somebody who's just a wildcat. I love Kyle Hamilton, Buda Baker, Derwin James, disruptors, people who make you feel their impact on the game no matter where they line up. You know what I mean?
Michael Parsons.
I mean, who? Who? I'm not familiar.
I'm sorry, Michael Parsons.
Oh, Michael. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't really put Michael on that list. Oh man, that's class. But yo, that brings us to an end of the week 2 predictions. Did you say Key's prediction? Then he's gone Chargers, hasn't he? Yeah, of course, 90% on the pick'em. Yeah. Oh man, what a fun episode again. We yapped for way too long, or I did, for the week 1 recap. Next week, we're going to try and make the episode shorter because it's a bitch to edit. And who's got to do all of that? Me. And whose fault is it that it's so long to edit? My own. So, yeah. I can't even think of anything else
Who's
to say.
got it better than our editor? Who's got it better than our editor?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. Where else would you rather be, JJ McCarthy said? 6 feet under. But, yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Any final remarks, Q?
No, man, just excited for some more football. I'm hoping to get a Packers win, and no matter what happens, new movie coming out end of the week will be absolute cinema.
I was about to say Mugen Train. It's definitely not called that. Infinity Castle is the name of the film. Coming soon. Unsponsored. If you want to sponsor us, Crunchyroll, Demon Slayer, any of that. I keep begging for sponsors in these videos. Nobody even fucking watches them, Q. Never mind fucking advertisers watching them, you know what I mean? The hell am I doing? But I think it's fun. I think it's funny to say any gambling sponsors out there, hit us up, because I don't even need gambling sponsors. I'm about to make my own money this weekend. I want to smell and taste a W. I've got 2 chances at it. I'm not even talking about gambling now. I'm talking about the Ravens and the Cowboys. I'm 0-2 to start the season with my 2 teams. We need to be 2-2 after this week. No excuses. At home against the bum-ass Giants. At home against the bum-ass Browns. Come on, bro. Give me 2 W's and I'll eat them on camera next time out. Next time, though, it's week 3. I'm holding up technically 3 fingers right here. Like, comment, share, subscribe, you know the vibes. Catch us next time. Take it easy. That was the quietest take it easy I've ever given me life. But I have no energy left, bro. Yeah, I've been speaking for way too long.